Welcome everyone, this is Kerjims channel. Now we are back to our episodes of two similar champions and comparison. Featured by Wild League of Legends versus the Mobile Legend Bang Bang. But before that, please like and subscribe to my channel and don't forget to click the bell icon so you'll be notified to our new next episode video. Let's do this!
He's a champion that since his very first iteration back many years ago when he was created, yeah sure, his numbers have been adjusted over the years, and sure there was one item that was literally taken out of the game because of Udyr, but I think Udyr has always been in a good place. He's fallen out of play depending on the meta, but honestly, I have always had a little soft spot for Udyr. All of his skins are just beautiful. I mean, look at Definitely Not Udyr. Didn't even really play Udyr, and I still bought. You could be playing Riven top lane and be 0-7 because you're getting. And honestly, I'm out here every day trying to hustle you guys the best possible experience you could ever have. And honestly, there is no possible way that I could ever do a video on Udyr without recruiting this man to help. There is no way that I could ever do a video on Goddeer without inviting the fucking legend, the original gate opener, Trick2G on to do a guest voice. And what did he have to say about Udyr?
Alright baby, we back once a motherfucking again, and why do people hate the deer? Well, it's probably because the ones they get on their team feed, and the ones that they play against beast it up, and when they play against me, you know, I slap the shit out of them, and drop the blade on them, and flame them. Later.
Now listen guys, I know that this is gonna be cringy of me to do, but I've always wanted to do this, man. I have to do this, okay? I've still got a lot to learn. I'm for this. Can I just point out that this video has one thing that you'll probably never in your life ever see. So normally when I ask for why you hate contributions from other YouTubers and stuff, they just send a quick 10 to 30 second voice clip, and then depending on what it is, I'll edit things to like kind of work with it. And I emailed Trick, and him and his manager so graciously accepted the offer to be part of it. And I was expecting just a quick 30 seconds, a maximum voice clip. Instead I got Trick very calmly in front of a fucking lake explaining the things about Udyr. What? Fuck? Like, it's magical, man. It is so perfect, and I literally couldn't have expected anything better. I could never have expected anything quite as fucking hilarious as what he sent me, man. It was perfect, dude. Thank you so much, Trick, for being part of it, man. Honestly, while I go out to the door of my neighbours for screaming, open the gates. Well, what did Mauler think of? Udyr is a unique champion with all of his spells in the sense that he doesn't have an ultimate spell. He actually just has 4 spells that can all be upgraded from level 1, and each can have 5 points into them. Now, you might be sitting here, and yeah, I guess like, you're saying it right, but you don't even need that shit. Monkey's Agility is Udyr's passive spell, and its main thing about it is that Udyr will gain 5 movement speed and 10% attack speed every time that he uses an ability, stacking up to 3 times. Now, I get it, 15 movement speed doesn't seem like much, right? I bet you're sitting there thinking, it's probably never gonna make a difference. I fucking guarantee you that you'll come around the next time that you're A, being tower dived or chased into the ground by a massively fed, massively pissed off bear cosplayer, or B, when this fucking guy, for some reason, decides that you ain't worth killing and you end up trying to chase an Udyr 90% of the way across the map because you're just too stubborn to realise that you're literally chasing a rocket-powered fucking turtle. Seriously, stick boots of speed or mobility boots on this guy with the alacrity enchantment and get some stacks on this before you hit bear stance. And you need to be careful you don't end up time travelling back to fucking 1985 and having sex with your own mother like Marty McFly. Not to mention the fact that it also grants you 10% bonus attack speed per stack. So all you have to do is cast 3 spells, and suddenly you have gained a rapid fire cannon's worth in bonus attack speed for free. Tiger Stance is the first stance of 4 at Udyr's disposal, and honestly, it's my favourite. I know it's probably not popular to play him like this, or maybe people are gonna call me trash for it, but maybe it's just the person inside me that really fucking loves watching cat videos where the cat goes absolutely apeshit and destroys people's faces that makes me want to play Udyr like this. I think it's pretty safe to say we all know what happened at Riot HQ the day they came up with this particular spell. Honestly, getting hit by someone matching this first on Udyr is like getting slapped by an 18-wheeler truck with Kenshiro from Fist of the North Star and fucking Jotaro from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure duct taped to the front. Activating Tiger Stance grants you up to 70% bonus attack speed, which coupled with your 30% of your passive, congratulations, you have successfully doubled your attack speed by doing absolutely nothing. And along with this, the passive of it grants you an extra 15% AD damage. Oh, and on top of that as well, once you activate the spell, your next basic attack is empowered, meaning that on top of all the extra attack speed, on top of all the extra AD, you also get a damage over time that does up to 115 damage over 2 seconds with an 80% AD scaling on it. Now, is there any need for that? Like, what, you ain't happy enough with Udyr? You already rearranged my face and called my dick off to make it look like some fucking potato bait, and now you gotta fucking add insult to injury and place the fucking damage over time on me? You know, this is really unclassy, man. You know, now I know why you don't have a gentleman Udyr skin, okay? Now, if you don't want the physical damage all the time with Udyr, you've got another option, and that's Phoenix Stance, which is the second damage-oriented stance at Udyr's disposal, and apparently this is the good stance. Can someone confirm? I don't fucking know. On activation, Udyr starts pulsing fire around him, dealing magic damage in the same way that a Sunfire Cape does. Every third basic attack that he lands in this stance also sends out a cone of fire in front of him, which deals a small amount of burst damage. It will also activate on your first hit immediately after activating the stance, and fuck man, it goes up to 55 damage per second with a 25% AP scaling. Along with that, its burst damage deals up to 180 health with a 45% AP scaling. Honestly, it's tempting to go full AP on this guy, man. Grab a Sunfire Cape, an Ashes 2, a Crystal Scepter, and a fucking Death Cap, and begin to steamroll. Your enemies will be like, the Turtle Stance is a spell that basically is the best spell you could possibly ever witness from a spectator's perspective. It is legit the most exciting to watch spell in the entire game, and let me tell you exactly why that is. If you've ever played against or with an Udyr, how many times have you watched them try and escape from an AD carry or an enemy in general, and it's just that last auto attack. Just as the last auto attack is about to land on the fucker to finally put him down, Udyr pops his Turtle Stance. Suddenly, Udyr is still in this game. He's running with all his might, narrowly avoiding death at every turn, and the entire team, you and your team, are going fucking insane. Regardless of what team Udyr is on, both teams are on the edge of their seats, screaming at Udyr. Every time you try and drop him, or you get closer to finishing him off, he is running faster and faster with Bear Stance, or he's clutching some health back with Turtle Stance, despite the fact that arguably this is the least interesting active spell in League of Legends as a whole, despite the fact that visually, mechanically, the spell is boring and dull. It is simultaneously the most balls to the walls, exciting spell to watch. And isn't that just fucking magical? It's active as a shield, and that's it. For 5 seconds, you gain a shield of up to 200. And that has a 50% AP ratio. And you know what, man? Starting to actually think that full AP Udyr might be strong as shit. The passive on Turtle Stance is that Udyr gains lifesteal up to 18%, making jungling incredibly easy for him at pretty much any level. If you so much as get a Vamp Scepter, you're likely never going to have to go back to base again. And before you know it, you'll be pushing the enemy in Inhibitor Tower with a fucking 100 machete, 2 pots, and 14 fucking thousand gold to spend. Finally, there's Bear Stance, the stance that turns Udyr into a fucking furry cannonball. The spell that basically is like firing an incredibly pissed off cat over a summoner's rift with a trebuchet that has only one sole purpose in life, and that purpose in life is to absolutely fuck your shit up. Upon activation, Udyr gains a burst of movement speed up to 35% for up to 3 seconds. Keep remembering that extra movement speed off his passive, guys. As well as this, Every single basic attack he deals will stun the target for 1 second. This could be a minion, a jungle creep, a champion. Hell, if Baron's testicles weren't located on the back of his head, I'm sure Udyr would be able to fucking stun that too. There's a short cooldown on how often the stun can actually be applied to each target, but honestly, this is the spell that gives him sticking power. Once you get hit with one of these, you might as well call it quits, man. Just sell your account on eBay and tell your mother that you'll take a shower for the first time in 2 years, because like sand at the beach, Udyr gets everywhere. He will crawl inside the deepest cracks and crevices of your asshole, and he will never fucking leave. His pretty low cooldown stun, coupled with his insane movement speed, coupled with the fact that he could very easily buy an item like Frozen Mallet to add insult to injury. If there's a fucking Udyr in the other team, honestly, just call it quits. You've lost the game, guys. Let's not waste time. Fuck this. Still though, when I play Udyr, I honestly have no rhyme or rhythm. I just slap the shit out of the keyboard whenever I have spells up, and before I know it, I'm out of mana, and I'm up shit creek without a paddle. But it's fun. It's fun to play even though I have no idea what I'm doing. So I guess maybe don't quit the game when you see an enemy Udyr. You just better pray that it's either me you're against or someone who's as shit as me. Well guys, thank you very much for watching another episode of Why I Hate. Want to give a big shout out to everyone who's been so patient and waiting for this to come out. Honestly, I have no real excuse as to why it took so long. I'm just fucking horrible at YouTube. However, it's here. I hope you fucking enjoyed it. And I want to give a big shout out to Crunchyroll as well for continuing to sponsor the channel and sponsor this particular series. And if you didn't know already, this series is sponsored by Crunchyroll. You can check out by going on the link on screen or in the description as well. That's crunchyroll.com/LostBimSucks. These guys are helping keeping my channel fucking running, basically. With you guys' support, who've been signing up for free and checking out some anime. It may not seem like you're doing anything because all you're doing is just watching some shows for free, but it honestly really does help support me and keep me going. It's a great service. I only recommend it because I use it. It has full 1080p streams of shitloads of anime. They have fully subtitled in English as well, and you also have your simulcast where you can get like shows as early as an hour after Japan gets them, which is I'm fucking really looking forward to because Berserk is getting a remake and it's coming out in I guess April, late April, and fuck man, I'm gonna be on that shit. I don't know how to do it because they subtitle it really fast, but I wanna see Berserk, man. Fucking gory as shit. But anyway, as you're all waiting for it, I'm gonna be giving you my anime recommendation for today, and it's gonna be Log Horizon. Now, I've only finished the first season of this, but if you like Sword Art Online, but you're kind of like not 100% on it, or you thought it could have been better, for me personally, I thought Sword Art Online kind of forgot that it was supposed to be in a video game quite often. Like, a lot of the time it was just a fantasy RPG, and then every so often they'd be like, remember that we're in a game, guys? Am I right? Well, Log Horizon pretty much is everything that Sword Art Online is missing out on. It focuses a lot more, at least in the first season. I hear that there's a lot more fighting in the second season. It's not so much fighting in the first season, it's more about how they deal with the fact that they're in a game. Like, actually, realistically, how they would cope with it, such as like building an economy and the politics behind like how the fuck we're gonna exist together in this big world that we have no idea anything about. It also throws a lot of morality into question because there's NPCs in this game as there is in any other MMORPG, but in this game it appears that they are actually kind of like humans. They don't have all the special powers that the adventurers have, like the actual players.